Hello, before we begin today's video, can you please like, share, and subscribe to the channel because it actually helps expand the wonderful knowledge of NY and JPA weather and helps yours truly. So I really would appreciate it. So thank you, and as always, stay safe out there. Now let's get to today's video. Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, CDM number 9. Just a reminder, we have our live chat tonight at 8 p.m., which I'm sure is going to be pretty interesting, especially for this upcoming weekend. Now, right now, we have a warm front that has lifted through the region and leading to a steady south-southeasterly wind throughout the area. That's warming up our boundary layer, our surface temperatures, with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s in the suburbs, and lower to mid 30s in the urban areas, mid to upper 30s on the immediate coast. There is developing precipitation over the northern interior. We'll see a few snow showers developing as we move on through the morning over locations like the Poconos and Catskills. That will gradually lead to around 1 to 3 inches. The higher you are in elevation, the more likely you'll see that 3-inch amount. The lower you are, the more likely you'll be around an inch. And then below about 1,500 feet, a trace to an inch. This is not a big deal in terms of snowfall development around the region. But we will see some showers for the entire region by this evening. And that is because of this low pressure system out here on our weather tap radar and surface map. Again, here's our developing precipitation. What we're seeing right now is what's called virga. Precipitation is falling from the clouds and then evaporating before it reaches the surface because of dry air. That will gradually give way to periods of light snow, a very wet snow that will transition over to rain as we move on through the afternoon and evening hours. Just rain along the coast as this area of precipitation reaches us. And then behind this cold front, very strong cold air transport, which means temperatures plummet and a threat for some snow flurries and maybe even a snow squall that we're going to keep an eye on for tomorrow afternoon, especially over the Poconos and Catskills, and maybe even reaching the coastal plains. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see how that plays out. On the infrared satellite picture, there is our low pressure system. Again, everything's moving at a steady pace. We have another disturbance back here that is going to be lifting through on Saturday with a few isolated snow showers and flurries, not that big of a deal. And then behind that is another clipper, and this one will be dealing with plenty of cold air, so everything will be frozen. But there's a question of just how much it develops and how fast it moves. Okay, we know this is going to be a fast-moving system overall because of the pattern we're in, but does it develop and intensify at just the right time? Or does it do so a little bit later as it pushes out into the Atlantic? That is the primary question for this Sunday. And you can bet we're going to be talking about it tonight at 8 p.m. with our live chat. So let's dive into this forecast for today. Zoom in. And you can see the warm fronts lift through, pretty much quiet through the early afternoon hours along the coastal plain. Over the interior, we'll have that threat for snow. Temperatures will steadily rise, and by the time we get to the evening rush hour, showers will be invading the entire region. Temperatures today will rise into the mid to upper 30s over the northern interior with that gradual transition from snow to rain. Along the coast, lower to mid 40s, a much warmer day than what we've been seeing over the past 2. And this evening, the cold front will move through with, again, scattered showers, looking at anywhere between a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. So this isn't a big rainmaker either in this setup. But behind this cold front, some very cold temperatures will follow. And by tomorrow morning, temperatures will plummet with low temperatures in the mid to upper teens over the northern interior, upper teens to lower 20s in the northern suburbs. Along the coast and in urban areas, mid to upper 20s are expected for lows. And the threat here for some snow showers. Now, you see how the pressure lines here are aligned, so you get your winds crossing here. So you get this west-northwesterly wind setting up, and what this aligns to is not only very chilly conditions, which I'll share the highs in a moment, but also lake effect snow off of Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. And some of those snow showers will be able to get down towards the coastal plain. So don't be surprised to see a flurry or two, maybe even a burst of snow for a couple of minutes, but not expecting much in the way of accumulation, maybe a dusting in a few isolated locations.
High temperatures tomorrow will range from the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast. So temperatures won't be rising all that much. Then we get to Friday, and pretty much we have high pressure and control with sky cloud cover. Again, can't rule out a flurry here and there, but for the most part, quiet. Low temperatures in the lower to mid teens over the northern interior, upper teens to lower 20s in the suburbs, lower to mid 20s along the coast. High temperatures in the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast. On Saturday, that little disturbance lifts through. We got basically this warm front that's lifting through the region with this clipper passing over the Great Lakes. And that's going to lead to the potential for a few flurries and isolated snow showers. Nothing too significant. By the time we get to Saturday afternoon, that is clearing out with temperatures on Saturday ranging from the mid to upper teens over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s in the suburbs, mid to upper 20s along the coast and in urban areas. High temperatures will rebound into the upper 20s to lower 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s in the New York City metro, upper 30s to lower 40s in the Philadelphia metro. Then on Saturday night into Sunday morning, that clipper passes over us and we have the cold air transport coming in and another low pressure coming in from the south. So by Sunday morning, you have this low pressure system redeveloping over the coastal waters. And that's where we could see a nice period of light to moderate snow. And again, the model guidance is having a hard time dealing with the evolution of this low pressure system. This is essentially a clipper jumping to the coast. And when you have these scenarios, you can either have it all strung out and just a few snow showers, or like some of the 06Z European guidance is showing and some of the AI guidance is showing, you have a rapid development of a low pressure system over the coastal waters. And when that happens, you can get a burst of moderate snow over the coastal waters. These scenarios are very difficult to forecast, and we really don't nail down these forecasts until about 48, maybe 66 hours out, because it depends on a lot of moving factors off to our west. So this is going to be interesting for Sunday morning. But also we have some guardrails, which I've already shared with premium members. This is going to move fast. So if you see anyone hyping up 6 inches plus type snowfall for this setup, unless something really weird happens, which again, meteorology happens, but I don't think so. So Sunday, some snow in the morning, clears out by the afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on it. Best potential here for accumulating snowfall is actually on the coastal plain. Yes, I know. So we actually could see some snowfall on the coastal plain. Low temperatures on Sunday will range from the lower to mid teens over the northern interior, upper teens to lower 20s over the northern suburbs, and mid to upper 20s along the coast and in your urban areas. High temperatures will rebound into the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, mid to upper 20s along the coast. So as you can see, plenty of cold air in this scenario to work with. It's just a matter of the moisture and the development of this low. On Monday, high pressure will take hold with clear skies. Again, a few flurries around the area, but nothing major. Mid to upper teens over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s in the suburbs, and mid 20s in your urban areas for lows. High temperatures will rebound into the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. So another very cold day, well below normal for this time of year. On Tuesday and Wednesday, high pressure will be in control with sky, cloud cover, and tranquil conditions. On Tuesday, we'll have low temperatures in the mid to upper teens over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s along the coast. High temperatures in the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast. And on Wednesday, with steady warm air transport with winds from the southwest, look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 30s throughout the region and high temperatures in the lower to mid 40s throughout the region. So, a much warmer day on Wednesday. That is your forecast discussion for today. We'll keep an eye on that threat for Sunday. And in the meantime, stay safe out there.
Thank you for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. But if you want to help the channel out even more, and myself, of course, you might want to check out Premium Consulting Membership, which provides amazing content and information that you get beyond the daily video that you see Monday through Friday. So what do you get? Well, you get updates every day in the Premium dashboard, starting with, of course, checking out the latest winter forecast or other seasonal forecasts throughout the year. Live coverage room where you can ask me questions live and I respond usually within a few minutes. Also, the latest holiday updates, how the weather will impact that upcoming holiday. If you are into landscaping or you work in landscaping, should I say, you will get the latest details on whether or not rainfall will be a threat and impact your job. And of course, there is all the other content. The zoomed in impact map, the severe threat analysis, long range thoughts, the premium consulting video, and also energy analysis, seasonal analysis, additional analysis when the storms get really tricky, winter storm overviews, and when the tropics gets really active, all of the updates, including the individual storms and the overview as well. And if you're a business owner, we also have a specific impact forecast for you guys as well, your own weather map. So let's take a look at the prices. Pretty fair. $15 a month gets you all this information. If you're looking for a little bit of a discount, you can also have a yearly at $150 and quarterly at $60. And also, for all of you business owners out there, you have the ability to get your own web page, your own consulting analysis based on what you need every day in the morning, updated Monday through Sunday without any delay. And of course, you can call me up as well and have that one-on-one consultation. So all this and more at NY and JPA Weather. Thank you as always for being a subscriber and watching the videos. But if you're looking for a little bit more, this would definitely be one of the ways to do so. So in the meantime, stay safe out there.